Hi guys, welcome to today's video. This is Andrea, and today we're gonna talk about this sunscreen. It is from Revision Skincare. It is called Intellishade TruPhysical. It is a broad spectrum SPF 45 and it is all physical SPF. So it has as main ingredients, active ingredients are the zinc oxide, which is in 14.4%, and then titanium dioxide, which is in 4.4%. Now, this sunscreen here is 1.7 ounces, and I think it is 12 months expiration date upon opening, of course, but don't quote me on that. I threw away the box and it doesn't say, there's nothing on the bottle to say. This is a very luxurious sunscreen. Now it is advertised as a moisturizing sunscreen. So right there in the description it tells you it's gonna be moisturizing. So if you have oily skin, I don't think you're gonna like it. It can sit really heavy on the skin. It depends. Like summertime, I definitely would not use this. I mean, I'm almost done. It's like almost done. So I'm glad because I wouldn't wear this in the summer. Now I have combination skin, so it's okay for me, especially for like a drier months during the winter. That really worked out good. But if you really have oily skin, I don't think you're gonna like it. And also if you have dry skin that actually peels, so scaly, flaky skin, you might not like that as well because it's gonna catch on the things. And even though it's a moisturizing one, it still catches, and it also kind of peels. So I wear the same skincare when I'm testing on things, and other sunscreens have not peeled, but this one does, especially like around the hairline, and then sometimes over here. Now most of the times is okay because then I go around and I kind of press onto it. I don't want to peel it off because then the sunscreen efficiency is compromised, but I go around and kind of press on it, and then I set it up with the powder, and that seems to be enough. It's not as much or as obvious as maybe others would be, but it's definitely annoying. So it's a powerhouse of good ingredients. I mean, it's got so much good stuff in there, which is kind of surprising because usually US sunscreens are not really that much. I mean, Green Beauty has actually definitely upped the game with sunscreens, and you can actually find a lot of good ingredients in. So skin loving ingredients is what I'm talking about. But usually like Western, it's really not. But this one does. It has a lot of good ingredients. It's got peptides, it's got vitamin C, it's got glycerin, which is not that outstanding, but still it's good. It's got green tea, it's got coenzyme Q10. I mean, it's got so much good stuff, and the price reflects it. I mean, this is an expensive product. It retails for 80 bucks. I mean, that's crazy, right? Even though it's 1.7 fluid ounces, it's still a lot. So I got this one on Black Friday with a lot of coupons and a lot of sales and all that, and it was a big purchase. But that to say, it's not that I don't like it, but I would not repurchase this because of the price and because the fact that it actually peels. But the price is number one. It's just, in my opinion, it does not do it justice. I mean, the price for the product, you can find other products like these that don't cost an arm and a leg, honestly. So yeah, it's a lot. But if you like luxurious products, if you want to spoil yourself and you want to treat yourself to something nice, maybe it's your birthday, maybe it's Christmas, maybe, I don't know, but if you want to try it and you've been curious about it and you still want to try it, you know, it's up to you. Now, Brianna Stanko really raved this one. It's actually why I got it, because she talked wonders about it. It talks about not, you know, wearing foundation, which is true. This one has such a coverage that I don't need any I'm sorry, I don't need any foundation with it. Now I do use concealer for like spots to cover up, and then some for my under eye bags or whatever. But yeah, I mean, if you combine both of them, foundation and sunscreen, I guess you would maybe come back to the same price. I don't know. But yeah, I just would rather not. It is nice to have, and I'm definitely gonna use it, especially being that it costs so much, but I definitely will not repurchase. Now, it like I said, it's advertised as moisturizing sunscreen, but it's also advertised as a 5-in-1 anti-aging tinted moisturizer formulated too. And it says to correct, which it does, to protect, which of course it does, it's a sunscreen, to conceal, it says it blurs imperfections with light diffusing minerals and sheer tint, which that's another good ingredient there. It has natural pigments, so things that actually won't harm your skin, which I am all for it. It says it brightens and it hydrates. Brightens because of the vitamin C, and then hydrates. Yes, it is a moisturizing one, so of course. So I agree with all those claims. However, as much as it's nice to have all of that in, I don't want to pay for it. I'd rather my skincare has it in there, even though this is considered skincare as well. But still, I mean, those go in first, this goes in after, so I don't know how much more it will penetrate my skin to actually do all of that good stuff for the price. So I'm gonna do a swatch here on my hand. It's quite liquidy. Let's see. All right. I'm gonna show you. Can I see? Yeah. So you can see it's really quite liquidy. It goes down very easily. It's almost like a liquid foundation, you know. And then this is the color of it. Now, if you are light to medium or medium, I think you're gonna really drive with this. If you're not, if you're any lighter than me, which I'm light to medium, it's gonna be too dark. And it only comes into one shade. This is the only shade that comes in. And actually, it looks a little orange, and it will look a little orange on your skin. So that's why I said if you're like light skin tone, this is not gonna be good. Now it also oxidizes a bit, so I'm gonna leave it on my skin like this, and I'll show you by the time we're done. I'm gonna show you how it actually looks after it kind of oxidizes. Another thing is, like, after you apply it on your skin, there's like a residual film on your fingers, on your fingertips, after you massage it in. And I think that's gotta be from the zinc oxide, because the zinc oxide is the only one that actually would be chalky and white and would do that, in my opinion. So I don't know, but it's definitely something that to be considered. And that could mean that just two possibilities. One, it's either does good and it sticks there, or two, you're taking all of that and it stays on your hands. I don't know which one it is. But I've used it mostly during the winter, so I can't talk about how effective it is in the sun. Like I said, you'd have to be exposed to the sun quite a bit, and I'm really not outside enough to actually test it that way. I would think that with it being SPF 45, it's quite good at, you know, protecting from the sun, but at the same time, I really don't know. But anyways, that's for that. Now, this is very easy to use. The tube is really nice and easy. Now, you could put too much because it's so liquidy and it comes out so fast. You could risk on putting too much, and then it's really not much you can do with it other than throwing it out, because if you put too much on your skin, it would look and it will feel heavy. So that's one thing to keep in mind. It doesn't have a pump, it only has the tube that you just get it out with. Now let me show you how it actually is from us just talking about it a bit. It's definitely more orange. And you can tell, I mean, when I put it on my face, because I don't put it on my neck, because it is tinted, I can really tell the difference. Now you can tell some of it now as well, because it's so much more different than my neck, which I usually try to match my face to my neck and not vice versa. So that's something to keep in mind. I'm gonna go ahead and wipe it because I'm afraid I'm gonna put it on my skin. or on my clothes actually, not the skin. Yeah, but makeup goes on it nicely. I don't use cream products most of the times, especially because this is so moisturizing and so much heavier that I actually like to set it with a setting powder, which I used the Honest Beauty today because it does a good job like keeping it quite matte. And so I use that one. Now, this is how it actually looks with the makeup on. Like I said, I just set it up with setting powder, and then I just went ahead and did some bronzer, some blush, a little highlighter, and then the eyes. So that's, and concealer underneath my eyes and the spots. But other than that, I didn't use any type of foundation. So this is just actually how it actually looks, which looks really good actually. It does cover a bunch, and it kind of oh, what's in there? It levels up the colors on your face. So if you have redness, if you have whatever, it kind of makes it a whole. Evens, that's the word. It evens out your skin tone in such a manner that I don't need to use any foundation. But that's up to you. I mean, whatever you like. So I know we're all different and we all like different types of coverages, but for me this is plenty. Yeah. Anyways, guys, this is about the sunscreen. Again, it was the Revision Skincare Intellishade TruPhysical. They do have a chemical one, but I actually like the physical ones. I prefer this one, so that's the one I have. I'm gonna go ahead and put this on my face, and then I'll show you how it looks. You definitely want to make sure you shake it up because it separates in the tube. I'm almost done with it, like almost done. It is very liquidy, but it's also very moisturizing, and it actually can be a little heavy at times. It depends on also how much you put on, and also your skin type. For my combination skin, actually it's not too bad, but honestly I would not pay as much as I did again. It's really not worth it. As much as it comes with bells and whistles, for what I needed, it's not it's not worth that much, honestly. So back to the product. It spreads nicely. It's very smooth. It almost acts like it's got silicones because it spreads so nicely. Although I did not see any silicones. I'll check the ingredients list again and I'll let you know. But the coverage of it, I mean, it really covers up nicely. I don't know if you can see here. Should have showed you prior to putting this on. Maybe I'll just zoom in at the beginning. But it's very luminous, and it does say it's advertised as moisturizing sunscreen, so that'll tell you right there that it's definitely not a matte sunscreen. It can be heavy, like I said, if you put too much, and also if you have dry skin and your skin is flaky, you'll see the flakes. If you have oily skin, I feel like I needed more down there. If you have oily skin, it might be too much. It might be too heavy. Now, because it's tinted, I'm not gonna go down on my neck with it. I'll just go underneath my chin just so I can have the same color and better coverage up there. Then I'll just go with something else, like a body sunscreen on top, or something that's non-tinted. Let's see. I'm gonna come close so that you can actually see how it looks with it on, and you can tell it's really luminous. Usually it doesn't peel, but I do notice that sometimes around my temples it seems to peel a bit, and I don't know what makes it. but I'll take a better look in a minute and see what it looks like. Yeah, a bit on the temples. Oh, and a bit here too. Can you tell? Over here. And then right here. And I'm using the same skincare that I always use, so it's nothing different really. Now it will settle in your creases. So I usually let it sit for like 5 to 10 minutes, and then I go back and mess with whatever makeup that I need to put on top. By that time, it settles enough to where it's not really coming off that much. Plus, I set it with a powder. But I want to show you something. Like after you put this sunscreen on, and not all sunscreens are the same, but this one is. This is what you're left with on your hands. Can you see that whiteness? It's like a film, and it's not really coming off until you wash it or you really wipe it off. So yeah, it seems like it's from the zinc oxide because that's the main ingredient in there, and you know, zinc oxide is the one that's white and kind of chalky. So I think that's what it is. I'll have to go wash my hands, but even with wiping, there's still a little bit left. Yeah, but anyways, I'll be back in about 5 to 10 minutes to do the rest and show you how it actually is. Now, before I leave, let me show you the stickiness of it. You see that? Anyways, I'll be back and I'll show you the rest. Hey guys, it's been about 10 minutes since I put this on. I'm gonna show you exactly what it looks. Now, from afar, you can tell there is oxidation. So you can see where I put it and where I did not. You can see like it kind of migrated down a bit, and it's kind of orangey. Now once I put the rest of it, it kind of levels out, but if you are any lighter than me, this might not work. It does oxidize. I don't know if you can really tell. Also, I have noticed that there's a bunch of pilling up here. I don't know if you can tell that. And then also around places as well. But mainly like around my hairline. It's been a little peeling. Now, usually what I do with that is I kind of press it down. Also, I want to show you the stickiness part. So there's still stickiness to it. Like I said, this is a moisturizing sunscreen, and that actually shows it. So if you're dry skin and have no flakes, you might like these. If you're not, then you might just not like it. Let's assess how the actual makeup looks with or on top of the sunscreen. So because the sunscreen was tinted, I didn't put anything other than a concealer underneath my eyes and just to spot correct, which you can already see. Didn't do much, huh? But as far as, and I'll have to take a closer look. Let's see. All right. You can still see like a little bit of a rubbing here, like a little peeling there. I don't know if you can tell. And a little bit of peeling under my nose. I see something here that I need to, some mascara. Okay, here we go. Okay, so the makeup looks good on top of it. Sorry, hope I didn't do too much. But I definitely see peeling still. I mean, whatever was before, that's where it is again. It has not peeled any more than what it already did. The color's still there. It does not look orange anymore. It's still darker than my neck, which I usually try to match my neck to my face, or actually my face to my neck. But other than that, seems like it really applied nicely. it hasn't, like I said, it hasn't peeled anymore. It hasn't grabbed onto anything, no dry patches or anything. It laid on nicely. Of course, I set it up with the powder, so that's half the effort right there. It's not gonna let it move too much. So it is, for me, is essential that I set up my makeup or whatever base that I put on with the setting powder. That way it lets me play on top without messing with anything that I put underneath. But other than that, I mean, it looks really nice. This is a nice sunscreen as far as the way it lays and it fits in your skin color. That's perfect. But that's not gonna be a repurchase for me. It's definitely not something that I want to spend my money on. As much as I like luxury items, I'm just not gonna do it. Yeah, the coverage is good though. So there. All right, guys, I will see you in about 3 hours to talk about the update and to check in. Bye. Hey guys, it's been like 3 hours since I put the sunscreen on and I put my makeup on and everything. Actually over 3 hours. So I just want to check in and show you how it actually looks. You can tell there is more, it's more shiny. And also my eyes have been settling in because it's so moisturizing. Even with the sunscreen, with the setting powder on, it's still, it sips through. Now, I don't know if you can tell, it's, can you tell on my fingers? It's quite shiny. Now the under eyes don't look too bad. I also have the concealer over there, but you can tell in my T-zone it's much more shiny. Can you see that? Oh yeah. But it's to be expected with a moisturizing sunscreen underneath. It's like putting double moisturizer on. Now, if I were to go out, I would just put a sunscreen powder on and that would take care of it. But first I would blot, of course. I would either use my hands or just a blotting paper or like a tissue paper as well. That would work. You could do that too. But I really don't plan on going anywhere right now, so I'm not even gonna worry about it. I just kind of use my hands to take the excess off and kind of mix in whatever kind of broke apart. Around my nose is where it actually broke apart a bit. Yeah. But other than that, like I said, it's to be expected to be more luminous. With me having combination skin, it definitely makes a difference by the end of the day, or the wear sunscreen. Now anyway, sunscreens are only efficient for like 2 to 3 hours if you're in direct sunlight. If you're not in direct sunlight, then it will last longer, because what makes them inefficient is actually the exposure to the sun. So do with what you want, but that's it. So anyways, this is it. You guys, I'll see you next time. Bye.